want to talk about the ways how to start your non-medical home care agency. I want to talk about what is a non-medical home care agency. So we're going to break this down. Listen, how I got started it wasn't no big grand scheme of things. I just got started, right? My grandfather took sick, and all I knew was I wanted to help him. I had worked in nursing homes, hospitals, medical assistant jobs all over Ohio, which I'm from Dayton. And I knew that I didn't want to, let my grandfather go to the nursing home based off of he was the head of the family, and I just wanted to keep him home and comfort care him until his glory days ended. Now, this was back in 2012 when this all got started. However, my grandfather, he ended up passing away June of 2020, and here we are, it's 2025. So I want to talk about the breakdown and what a non-medical home care agency is, right? So it's not skilled, it's non-medical, right? Nothing is medical. You don't need a medical license. You're not doing IVs. You're not doing IVs. You're not giving a patient any type of medicine. You're not doing puree diets or anything. You're not doing nutritionist stuff. You're not doing occupational therapist stuff. You're not doing respiratory therapist stuff, physical therapy, and so on. So those things would be in a medical home care agency, and the terms are skilled. So skilled nursing and non-skilled, right? So what you can help with, you can help with in non-medical, but be careful in your state because some, like Texas, where I stay at now, is a little different. And we'll talk about that on another note. So you can help with meal prep. You can help with errands ran. You can do companionship like playing cards, baking cake, cleaning up, light duty type of stuff. As if your ideal client is a senior, then that means they can't bend and maneuver around the way they used to because, gravity is taking over us and, it's life. So you can help them clean. You can clean out their refrigerators. You can wash their clothes and fold them. You can clean out their bathtub. You can clean out their table. You can get them prepared for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Labor Day, Easter, whatever it is that they serve out there traditionally. You can help them get ready for church. You can grocery shop for them. I don't know if I said that already. You can run any type of errands for them, like pick up their medication for them. You can also do medication reminder, like making sure that, did they look into the pill pack to see if they took their medicine Monday through Friday or Sunday through Monday, and just kind of, help them say, hey, this, based off of this goes in here. So you just do a medication reminder. You're not passing no meds, so be very careful when you have your ideal client and they ask you to do certain stuff. Make sure you are following the law, right? So those are the things that you can do. So I want to talk about the names that sometimes are being called out there. So we started off with non-medical, right? Another name is personal care. Personal care is all the things I just named, but I know it's a lot of names out there is thrown at you and you say, I don't even know where I'm starting at, right? But personal care is making sure that their teeth is brushed, helping them, assist them to the bathroom. Sometimes people have mobility issues and can't get into, bend down, get their toothpaste, whatever. So that's personal care, helping them put on their TED hose, socks, and, just to make sure the circulation is going, helping them get to the gym or work out and do some maneuvering and, keep that blood flow going. So ADLs is what people call it, adult daily living. So another name is homemaker. So I don't know how long ago, but I know when I was coming up in middle school and high school, we had home economics. That is basically what that is, right? Homemaker skills. So that is cleaning, refridge, organizer, sweeping the floor, mopping the floor, stuff like that. Another name that we can call it is companion care. Companion care is what I would start off if I don't have a RN, registered nurse, or if I'm not an LPN, if I'm not a medical assistant or anything like that, I would start off with that name. I like companion care. That's a very safe zone, and then you can break down what it is that you offer. So, companion care. That's another name that they call it. So, guys, don't get so confused. Just people use different names, tomato, and sometimes it stops people in their tracks. Another name, this is one of the most newest names within like the last 5 years, like since COVID, it was booming. But it keeps you out of trouble, and you can offer services that's not as hands-on. I think this is the way you spell it. Concierge. Senior concierge. Now with this one you can offer travel. If someone needs help putting their travel plans together. This is very not hands-on, but people still need help that's in between that stage. Not ready to go to the nursing home, not ready to rely on their family, but eyesight is being lost. They can't really see, as clear as they used to. They still want to be independent. That's another name too, independent living. But this is a person that is still with it, but may have loss of eyesight or just with the technology. So you can offer travel, internet stuff, so with the internet, that means helping them create a Facebook account, an email, IG, TikTok. Sometimes people go see the doctor. They need to create a My Chart. When you hook up with these AT&T services, Xfinity and stuff like that, sometimes you have to create an account. So you help them create all their accounts on those apps and show them how to work it. Apps and reminders, and so on. Y'all listen, senior concierge is very big and it's not as hands-on, and I challenge you to research everything that you can do in a senior concierge. So another name is in-home support and attendant care, care attendant. So in-home support. That's it, right? In-home support, respite. Now respite, still the same thing, or the name, but this is a little bit different, but the same. It's just how you want to niche these services or what it is that you're going to provide. So respite a lot of times mean that the family need a break. So this is probably for a person that stay at home with their loved ones, and their loved ones are going out of town. They may need to stay 3 days, with you, or they may need your services to come over there and stay 3 days with them and just kind of help them around. So sort of like a babysitter or something, when you have a small child. So respite care is, hey, we're going out of town. We need someone to come and check on mom, dad, or the vulnerable adult that you would be helping serve. And it's short. It's short, like 3 days, 7 days, 30 days. It generally don't go over 30 days, but respite is a big one that no one knows about. And how that works is sometimes you can go over 2 the home while the other people are gone, or check in, drop in services, and then just get very clear about what it is that you're doing and offering. Or if you have a home where you got an extra bedroom or something like that, you can deck that thing out and offer respite care. So yeah, so those are the names to start your, those are the different names outside of non-medical home care agency that people get, just very festered about, and they don't understand, or they trying to say, what's the difference? Well, what's the difference is your audience, the person that you're going to serve. But all of these names are kind of around the same, and it's all non-medical, right? So I hope that helped someone who probably wants to break down of what's the difference of a non-medical home care and a skilled medical home care. So the next one, I'm going to talk about how to get started. Y'all, I wish I had like a spray to spray this stuff, and but no worries, we'll get it. This is a big question from people, how to get started. Now, when I got started, I just got started, right? I rented a house. Mine was actually called a ACF, Adult Care Facility, where I rented a house. I charged the clients a monthly rent, and I provided certain services for them, right? And how we got the license is, I was in Ohio at the time. We went through something called mental health and addictions, and they licensed us off our, each bed. Each bed at the time, again, this was 2013 or something like that. Each bed was $25 a bed. So we just put like 5 beds in there. They were twin beds, and got each one of them licensed. Made sure that the house was shared living, meaning it had a couch, had a table to eat at, they had a community room, they had bathrooms that they shared, and it was very clear what we did. So how to get started if you're ready to, start, and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do. The first thing that you would need to get started is a name. So be very careful with your names, because on the flip side, which I'll talk about that in another video, is you want to make sure that you're able to go to the banks and be bankable and get funded to do your marketing, to add, to get some computers, whatever that is, to hire, right? So the first thing is coming up with a name. Do not, and I repeat, do not use stuff like transportation, trucking. I wouldn't even use healthcare, but healthcare is still kind of low. Like mid-risk, but I would just kind of keep it simple and use something like Ava's LLC or Total 360. That was a good name. That's actually a business out there. But just kind of keep it simple, because when you go to the banks, you want to have a low risk business when it's time to get business credit, right? So the first thing you want to do is come up with a name. I tell my people that I help use a website called Namelix. Namelix, you can type in what it is that you're doing and what stands out, what's brandable, and it'll help you break those things down, right? So I would use Namelix.com. That's it. Just go there. It's a free tool. So now you got the name, right? Now the next part is ready to get started. I would search the name, make sure you can use it, make sure it's not copyrighted, make sure it's not a trademark, any of those things, right? So I would get the phone number and email. I would create that, even if it's on a Gmail account. I would create the business name, the business phone number, and the email. The reason why I'm doing the email first before I do the license is because it's going to send it to this email, right? If you don't do it that way, then you're going to have to send it to your personal email. So I would do business email and phone. Business email you can get through GoDaddy, you can get through Google, you can, just research it. You'll be able to get an email and phone number. You might have to go to Google Voice, but a lot of times I would use RingCenter to get the phone number. Now, if you don't and you already got the name and you're already, somewhere in there or whatever, then it's fine. So the next step is your LLC. Now I would start with an LLC until I made over $40,000 a year and switched to an S Corp. The LLC, this is a license to do business in the state that you're going to do this business in. So the LLC, you got to go to your Secretary of State. That's it. Type in whatever state you're in, Secretary of State. You're going to then go to, it's going to say sole proprietor, LLC, and all the other ones. Hit the LLC, hit the one member, or if you have a partnership, do the partnership. Secretary of State. Now, the next part is the EIN. This is your business Social Security number. So it's a 9-digit number, just like your Social Security number, and this is how they identify who your business is and what you are and how you're going to do your taxes. So go to irs.gov to get your EIN. The next thing, and you can't do these two, you cannot do this next thing until you do these two things, right? Is apply for a DUNS number. That's Dun & Bradstreet. This is free as well. They're going to ask you for these two articles, look you up, and then in the next 7 to 10 business days, they're going to send you your DUNS number. You make sure you put this in your notes or somewhere special so that you can always come back to here, because this is going to be a part of when you start doing business in your business credit. So make sure you do your DUNS number. The next thing is the NPI. This is a free number too, National Provider Identification. So this is how in all the medical field, they find you and you're able to do the insurance claims, any of that stuff. If you end up having RNs and doctors and stuff, this NPI number you will need. Now you're underneath there, you're going to either do individual. So if you're private duty and you're just doing it yourself, do individual. But if you're doing it as a business, do group. And this is free. It'll send to you 3 to 5 business days. Save that number. This is how they identify you, right? So we got name, email, phone number, LLC. That's the business to do. That's the license to do business in your state. This thing is anywhere around $50 to $400. Just depend on what state you're in, right? After you got all those things, IRS.gov is for free. Dun & Bradstreet is for free. NPI number is for free. All you have to do is Google these things, get enough attention span, and get these things done. So your next step after all of these things are done, get in touch with an insurance broker. Tell them what you're trying to do. Tell them you have a new business and you want to get general liability on this business. So this is to protect you, to make sure when you're going into the client's home, or if you end up getting staff going to the client's home, you want to get $1 million policy to make sure certain things are protected, right? So you want to get in touch with an insurance broker and get that policy. And it's not as expensive, even though it's $1 million policy, it's a monthly paid thing. And this is how you're going to be able to bill some of your services, right? You have to get an insurance broker so that you can get general liability. That's it. So you want to get general liability. Right? So now we went over, and for the next video, we're going to talk about Medicaid waivers and private insurances and so on. So stay tuned about the Medicaid waivers and how you're going to be able to apply in your state for the Medicaid waiver if you go outside of private pay. Private pay, you're going to need to, still hook up with some insurance people that know how to get licensed to do that. But we're going to go into what Medicare, Medicaid, private pay, personal, and so on insurances are so that you're able to bill these non-medical skills, right? These non-medical services, I'm sorry. All right, guys. I hope that this helped anyone that was kind of confused with the names, why they have so many names, and then how to get started. So you will have to get started. All of this stuff maybe take under $3,000 to get started, but there will be other costs later on down the line. And you can be your business, right? You have to start off, you might have to be the caregiver if you don't have any money there to, pay caregivers. You go out, you create your process, your policy and procedure, and we'll talk about those things. If you need something like that, like a policy and procedure handbook, employee handbook, any of that stuff, we'll talk about that, how to get workers' comp insurance if you're going to hire W-2 employees. So I hope this helps somebody, and I'll be back. Bye.